In those days, the three of them, Mother and the twins, took baths in this tub together. Mother would squat at the front of the tub, adjusting cold and hot water, while her two naked daughters stood leaning into her shoulders, splashing and floating rubber toys and bars of ivory soap. Mother would take a washcloth and soap and scrub herself and the two children, rinse, and send them out before the aka or tub scum could gather much. Mother did this generally and quickly, in a way they called ikagen. Ikagen is just so, or to suit your taste, or just enough. Ikagen is a word Mother used to describe what her mother had said about how much salt or shoyu to use in this or that recipe. If it was ikagen, it was an amount of common sense or taste. Ikagen is descriptive of a general approach Mother maintains toward household duties, secretarial filing, letter writing, reading, and washing children. But if Mother washed ikagen, shampooing was sometimes a different matter. Not that the general style, a quick scrubbing on four sides of the scalp, wasn't ikagen. It was that every once in a while, she would bring 3 eggs to the bath. The eggs were cold out of the refrigerator. The twins leaned against the white curve of the old tub as she cracked the cold shells gently on tops of wet heads. She let the yellow lump fall and the cool slime ooze, dribbling down the backs of ears and over the forehead and around eyebrows, tongue reaching for a taste. Then ikagen, Mother massaged the scalp, scrambling yellow eggs and black hair. She said, "When I was little, my mother always washed my hair with an egg. It gets it clean and shiny." After a time, the twins took baths together without Mother. And without Mother's ikagen technique, they were free to develop an entire and gradually complicated ritual surrounding bath time. It probably began with 2 tiny bodies at opposite ends of that steaming pink enamel bathroom, scudding about with protruding stomachs and ramming into each other, laughing. "My bum-bum's bigger. Look at your belly button, it's all itchy. Don't touch it." Later, Mother would find them performing the entire sequence of the hokey pokey, from you put your left foot in to the final whole self. In those days, baths were apt to be rather lukewarm. But after Mother had them draw their own bath water, their ritual accommodated by the creation of a system of fore and aft, as in 2 men in a tub. That is, one sat up front weathering the hot water and adding the cold and yelling at appropriate intervals, "Row, row left," while the other twin in the aft paddled, stirring up the incoming hot or cold. Sometimes they were able to coordinate several rounds of row, row, row your boat, changing directions at new verses. By the end of these songs, they were in a virtual whirlpool, water spilling over the sides of the tub, warping the linoleum. The bubble bath was a new challenge to bath time, calling for an exceptionally delicate rowing technique to get the water stirred with the greatest and deepest amount of bubbles. They sat fore and aft in a tub of white bubbles, hardly daring to move or breathe. These were almost silent baths. They moved slowly, whispering like cloud people, listening to the soft, snapping fizzle of dying bubbles. These were often lengthy bath times spent waiting silently for the bubbles to pass before getting to the business of washing the body, which was by now quite a minor portion of bath time fantasy. Emerging finally, skinny bodies flushed and wrinkled, the twins watched the gray aka accumulate in a wide, scummy ring, and the water finally disappear in a tiny, rushing whirl, the old tub sending up a long sucking noise beyond the dark, rusting drain. At Snavel. Now they came often to watch Mother at her bath alone. They would usually find her lying deep in the tub, her head and shoulders propped up in a curve against the slope of the tub, a square washcloth floating over her soft mound of stomach and hair. She would say, "Come in and close the door, it's cold air." They leaned over the edge of the tub, talking.